Here we go.
Some of the work is going to be through what we do in terms of giving benefits and assistance to state and local governments around transit dollars and looking holistically at the connection between that and housing and looking holistically at the incentives we in the federal government can create for local and state governments to actually engage in planning in a holistic manner that includes prioritizing affordable housing for working people. Some of the work is going to be through what we do in terms of giving benefits and assistance to state and local governments around transit dollars and looking holistically at the connection between that and housing and looking holistically at the incentives we in the federal government can create for local and state governments to actually engage in planning in a holistic manner that includes prioritizing.
Thank you, Kamala. I thought I didn't know that. I just was confused. I thought you meant holistically, like we do it all. Who talks like that? What's going on tonight, guys? Good evening, Big B. Numero uno, MM. What's up, my man? Show enough. You are third, buddy. I'm sorry. You're just third. Vin, man. Bob Rand, John Crisson, Oscar and the Hizzy, Danielle, Robert Pierpont, Scott Volkovitz, Troy, man, Kathy, Just Mike, welcome. The one, what it do, sir? What it do, 11th. That sounds great. Shogun, Scarpaza, DJT had a good day. It did, Brian. Good to see you. Steve Bernard, Mike, Zechariah, made it live before the live went live. Yep, kind of holistically, you made it. Yep. Likely be multiple October surprises. You're probably right, Texas Lone Star, but I saw one today, and it made me laugh because it's so pathetic. And so we're going to talk about it tonight. She says she's going to give trans dollars now. I'm sure it's on tampon Tim's the girl. Oh, God. She just learned the holistic word. Yeah. Holistic. Jerome Powell makes an announcement tomorrow morning before the market. Wonder what that's about. Could they be doing an emergency extra rate cut? I don't know, but they're already pricing in more rate cuts for November at 50. So pretty crazy. October surprise be P. Diddy singing. We'll see. That would be wild. Ryan, what's up? JCab, Primo Bro, Pet Shigoya. And yes, the volume is crazy in DJT every day. Every freaking day. Did you guys watch this interview tonight? I really hope you didn't, but we're going to talk about it anyways. That I just played a clip of. My God, Kamala Harris can't talk to regular people. She can't do it. She doesn't know how to have a regular conversation. She's the woman. I don't know if she has a holistically organic bone in her body. She can't. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong because, hey, David Axelrod said it was a strong interview right now with Rule on MSNBC. Good, detailed, you could even say holistic conversation on the economy. She made a good case for her plan, the values behind it. My God, I mean, are you guys just tired of being gaslit by the Democrats, or is it just me? I mean, I'm so used to it. You gotta, now I feel like just we're in the abusive relationship that we just can't get out of, and but we'll see. We'll see if this keeps going because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe her interview was awesome. Barack Obama sure thought so. He says, today, Kamala Harris proposed common sense ideas to keep our economy growing, work for all of us. Hey guys, did you know this? Did you know she grew up middle class? She did. And she wants you to know it too. She understands. She worked at McDonald's too. She understands what it takes to build an economy, lowers jobs, creates jobs, and put American workers and families first. Especially if you work in Washington D.C., you'll be first then. Maybe I'm missing it. I don't know. Should we? Well, let's see. Because I swear. Maybe
Tariffs
there's something
aren't
we're missing
unique to
here.
President Trump. President Biden has tariffs in place. He's actually looking to potentially implement more. Where do you come out on? Is there a good tariff, a bad tariff?
Well, part of it is you don't just throw around the idea of just tariffs across the board, and that's part of the problem with Donald Trump. Frankly, I'm going to, and I say this in all sincerity, he's just not very serious about how he thinks about some of
Not
these
serious.
issues. And one must be serious
Whoa, what?
and have a plan.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've been wrong this whole time, guys. Hold on. This matters. Hold on.
And one must be serious.
One must
And
be serious. Are you guys serious? Because Kamala's serious. She's really, really serious about this. So ethereal right now. You guys remember that old Al Gore and South Park? I'm so serial, guys. Yeah. This is, it's an abomination what's happening right now. And I wish I wasn't so tired because I'd be laughing like I was last night. That James Carville thing, I had to go back and re-listen to that. And I laughed at myself laughing because the James Carville thing was fantastic. I just, that's what I need more of that in my life. But Kamala there's some good laughs tonight. She's holistically serious. And that matters. Listen, this woman is falling apart before our eyes. This is worse than Biden in 2020. Biden in 2020 would, you could tell he was starting to lose it. You could tell that he wasn't pitching his fastball anymore. But the man would still show up occasionally and he'd give us the, hey, you don't vote for me, you must not be black. Like, I mean, he said terrible things. But he still kind of had that Joe Biden-ness, like, hey, he's my big dumb uncle, be nice, thing about him. And because he'd been vice president and everything, I did not think he could pull it off, even though he was pulling way ahead of Hillary, way ahead of where Kamala is now. And, we saw what happened and whatever. Well, let's not talk about that. But the point is sometimes you can see somebody and you just know they don't got it. They don't have it at all. It made sense with Biden because he'd been there before. He had the machine behind him in a whole new way. But this is embarrassing. This is absolutely embarrassing. And I'm telling you, she is falling deeper down the rabbit hole of into the abyss of political loserdom. And she's going to be hanging out there with Beto and Hillary Clinton and Stacey Abrams for a very long time after this election. There's just no way. You can't, she's not, they're freaking out right now because she's not gaining any momentum at all. They broke her out in August and July, or late July. They broke her out like she was the greatest thing ever. They gave her a monstrous push, the joy was back. And then they realized she sucks and we got to keep this woman behind the scenes. Well, then what happened is it got to the point where her people were like, hey, we're going to vote for her because she's a Democrat and we don't care. We hate Trump. But could you at least put her out there? And so she started getting criticized. Why aren't you out there? And then they were like, no, don't put her out there. She's dumb. And they were like, okay. Well, then the debate happened. And everybody, I feel like the debate is going to be the ultimate killer for her because it convinced everybody in the media and in her campaign and everything that, hey, it's okay. Hey, we can let her off the leash. Unhook Kamala. Hey, guys. Hey. Go. Run. Oh, where are you going? That's what happened. They let her off the leash. And now she's doing all these interviews and it's catastrophic. This woman can't talk. She can't. Do you think the American people, once somebody speaking to them is like, one must be serious. She sounds like Dr. Evil. Ooh, $1 billion. Like this is who we have. This is unbelievable. You can spot losers. You can spot the ones that just can't win anything. And this is one of them. She has zero connection to anybody. She is so fake. The woman is completely plastic. There's not a real ounce in her of soul, of personality, of smarts, whatever it is. It's like she has just been a manufactured puppet since I don't know when little girl Kamala grew up to be a puppet. I don't know. It's probably at some point in Willie Brown's bedroom where she just traded her soul to become just whatever they want her to be so she can have power and fame and lock innocent people up, take out her anger on them. That's where she's at. This is unbelievable. So it's depressing, except for this is what we want. We want a loser out there. So it just makes it that much easier for Trump. I mean, I was going to show more clips, but the more I talk about it, the more I'm just like, no, I don't even want to. This is actually, I'll show one clip. This is just, we're going to do one more clip if you guys can stomach it, because I just want you to hear just how awful this woman is, how she can't answer anything, and how she just is. She's so awful that she can't even bring herself to lie right. Listen to this.
Prices are still high.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You said you want to take this on by going after those who engage in price gouging.
Yeah.
But as somebody who supports free markets, who's a capitalist, how do you go up?
Hold up. Someone who supports free markets and is capitalist. You see how they had to throw that in there? They had to say that to her because she probably will never know how to use those two words in a sentence together, holistically at least. Anyways.
For price gouging without implementing price controls. Because once we get in this zone...
Hold on, look at the face right here. Look at this as the price gouging comes up. She's right here. She realizes, hold up. Talking point. What's my talking point? Oh, deep breath. Here comes the talking point. Okay, I'm ready for this one. Okay.
Because once we get in this zone, people start to get worried and they say, I don't know what she stands for.
So, just to be very frank, I am never going to apologize for going after companies and corporations that take it.
Hey, Kamala, you're a capitalist. We're going to set you up so you don't scare everybody. Hey, can you just tell us you're not going to do price controls? Because they're really dumb, and even everybody on the left agrees on that. So just, hey, Kamala, just tell us you're not going to do price controls. Kamala, tell us you're not going to do price controls.
Just to be very frank, I am never going to apologize for going after companies and corporations that take advantage of the desperation of the American people. And as Attorney General, I saw this happen.
Oh, my God. I can't even. Kamala, you're supposed to say you're not going to do price controls. That's what we teed you up. We gave you. You're a capitalist. Damn it. Remember that. You can't even remember for 2 seconds. It's pathetic. It's. Anyways, okay. Sorry. That's. But here's the best part. It's going to end on a high note, and I'm going to catch up with you guys. Here comes the high note. You guys ready? Holistically speaking, one must be serious about the high note. Here's the high note. Here it is.
Promise,
okay.
But
here we go. You guys ready? This is the best part. This is MSNBC, remember?
Talk about that answer.
I do, but here's what's a little tricky. She doesn't answer the question around if the GOP is controlling the Senate, if she can't raise corporate taxes, where is she going to get the money from? To expand the child tax credit and do all the things she wants.
Look how angry she is. Kamala can't answer. This is MSDNC. They are supposed to be propping her up as if, where's the joy? Where's the joy? Look how mad she is. Let's back up. Right when she starts. This is a flustered woman. She just interviewed her. She knows that she just spoke to a walking Barbie doll that's the DI not attractive version. Watch.
Taxes, where is she going to get the money from? To expand the child tax credit and do all the things she wants to do. And she says, we just have to do it. And that's great, and that's a campaign promise. But the issue is, if it means we're just going to borrow again.
She says it right there. She can't answer questions. And there it is. They're losing their own side. That's absolutely beautiful. I love seeing it. This woman is falling apart, and they're all sitting there thinking, what did we do? Why'd we pick her again? And Biden somewhere having a great laugh, putting on his new MAGA hat saying, you guys want to get rid of me, damn bastards. Jill Biden is, they're loving this. They're loving this because they know Trump's going to get back in and they're just going to, they don't want them to win anymore. The Bidens don't. I'm thoroughly convinced at this part that they put Kamala out there to just completely fail. So anyways, let me catch up with you guys here for a second. She was raised in Canada during development years, and she always spoke like a socialist, so she has to translate socialism to something palatable on the fly, says Vinman. Yeah, palatable on the fly. Good luck with that. AC says, if they're indicting Mark, we're going to get to that. I haven't heard the song yet, Robert. Danielle, Candace Owens debunked Kamala's Grandma Beryl died in 1960 before she was born, but Kamala posted a picture with her. What? I didn't even know she lied about that. See, there's too many lies to even keep track of. I never had a fastball. AC, Kamala's falling apart by fear. It doesn't matter. They'll insert her into the presidency. Stresses me out a little, not gonna lie. Dude, listen. I get it, okay? And if you listen to the media too much, if you just, in general, take a walk, process the information, and pray, meditate, whatever you got to do to get to a calm place. I am telling you, this woman cannot be president and will not be president. There is no way. Okay, there are certain things in life that are just immutable rules. And one of those immutable rules is that sometimes somebody is just a loser and can't win. Trump is surging right now, and they are doing everything they can to stop it. And I don't have as many polls to go over tonight, although I have one big one to show you guys. But I've been showing you guys every night how to break this down, how to understand it. We are beyond the point where they cannot cheat enough. We're past that point. So Trump will win. The only way they get out of this at this point is to kill him or to do something catastrophic to stop the election, whether it's getting us into World War III, allowing a nuke to happen on our homeland, releasing some horrible pox on us all, whatever it is. Is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? No. Most likely we're going to have an election. They're going to do their best to steal it. He's going to win. They're going to fight like hell to keep him out of office afterwards. They're going to go through legal challenges, and they're going to go through trying to get the electors to defect. They're going to do everything they can within the system to get him to quit or to get him to not be able to assume the office. That is where I think the real battle is actually going to begin. Guys, we're in less than 6 weeks now till the election. There is only so much time at this point for them to put something together. And at this point, there's so many things they've already tried that are just falling apart. They can't get anything to take hold. And at some point you have to realize, like, a lot of times evil is dumb. A lot of times it's dumb. And not all of them, but enough of them. And these people, they just can't put it all together. They can't. And they're running into issue after issue after issue. And the biggest problem for them is this. It's that the people, they have not been able to convince the people to go with them. And I'm going to look back, I think we're all going to look back someday at 2022 when Elon took over Twitter and say, that's what saved America. That, the Trump presidency, Elon taking Twitter, and then the people getting Trump back in for the second term. That's the three-pronged thing that saved America. The surprise of 2016, the 2022 takeover of Twitter, the free speech back to the people, the Great Awakening that ushered in a Trump landslide that they couldn't stop. That's where we're at. And if you listen to the media, they're going to tell you everything to pump up Kamala. But you got to remember, they lie. Everything they say is a lie. And you got to remember, half the conservatives out there, half the Republicans, they don't like Trump. They don't. They are all like, they still cry. They're still sad, whacking off with their tears as they cry to the fact that they didn't get DeSantis. They can't stand it. It drives them nuts, but they have to get behind Trump or else they'll lose their careers. So they have to walk this line. And so what they'll do is every chance it's like, are we sure Trump was the right pick? Oh man, we're probably going to lose. It's close. So they speak in dooms terms. Okay. But the people who know, the people who understand how these elections work, the people who understand the media, the people who can see through it, the people who are watching for the tells, and there are tells everywhere. It's just like playing poker. Okay. They keep lying and bluffing and you can catch them because their tells are obvious. This woman freaking out about the interview, that's an obvious tell. Kamala not able to hold interviews and the fact they keep hiding her and just trying to give her these layups and she fails, that's a tell. The fact that they had that big debate and everybody celebrated her big win, and yet the next day all the people that they actually interviewed were saying, I'm more likely to vote Trump. That's a tell. You gotta read the tells. And you have to look holistically. There's that word. Thank you, Kamala. You have to look holistically at the fact that we've been here before in similar situations with elections. We know how the media lies to us. And yes, are they more desperate than they've ever been? Of course. Are they in power right now? Of course. Could they do something crazy? Yes. But are they finding so much resistance they're just unable to pull it off? Are they just so incompetent? I don't know. I still think there's going to be tough things ahead in getting him into the presidency. I do. But I'm telling you, just like as crazy as things has been, somehow our system has continued to perform. Somehow we're not under lockdown yet. We haven't been under martial law yet. We haven't gone under another pandemic yet. We're not at war yet. Somehow that's all. We've made it this far. It's October in 5 days. They have as of next Tuesday, October 1st, they have 5 weeks to the day to pull off their miracle, which is a devious, horrible, evil plan. And I just see a bunch of people scrambling that they can't make it happen, and they're freaking out about it. And they have a candidate who is submarining her own chances. So AC, I'm telling you, I don't think you need to worry. As long as we all show up and do our job. And I'm telling you, I don't think even at this point, if Kamala won, if the people will accept it, I just don't. And then it'll get really interesting. Hero says, how can a person be in politics this long and not be able to put two sentences together? Kamala makes AOC look like a genius. She does, Mike. I love it. Moody says, people see and hear what they want. Diehard Dems don't see the nonsense. Only purpose of the debate was for the undecided. Exactly. And they lost it. Paulion says, I hear election will be a Trump landslide. And then others conservatives say it's going to be close. It'll be a long election. I don't think so. And I'm not even saying it'll be massive landslide, but I think it's going to be decisive. That's what I think it's going to be. At this point, that's what it's going to looks like to me. Dubois, oh brother, sorry you're not feeling well, man. We're praying for you still. It's a 3-drink slur. Hero says she's such a communist she can't say anything positive about capitalism. That is 100% true. Notice they cut the MSNBC side by side because Lay's smile instantly faded. Yeah, that's true. Dems eat each other alive on TV. That's great. Exactly, TJ. That's why they're so scared. Paulion says, why does she wait until after the interview is done to get tough? Could have pinned her down during the interview. Well, that's true. They're not ever going to be tough on her during the interview, but they'll voice their frustration after, as we just saw. Darday says the dam's crumbling. I agree. I absolutely agree. Yeah, Sooner Man, I'm going to get to that. Danielle, a man stated he's voting for Kamala because she's giving first-time home buyers $25,000 towards their new home. Lies. Yeah, it's a credit, so you have to pay first and then you get your credit back. So that's not going to happen. AC says, thank you. You're right. I need to stop with the mainstream media crap. Thanks for snapping me out of it. That's right. Do not listen to the mainstream media. They are lying to your face. Let me put it this way. If they were truly winning, there'd be a lot more joy going around. There'd be a lot more joy going around. Let me show you this. I was going to do this later, but I'm going to show you this now because this is a big deal right here. And I'm telling you, remember I told you, watch the tells? Here's our buddy Harry Enton. He's got some bad news for CNN people. He's got some bad news for CNN people. And so let's watch him deliver this news.
is one of the most fascinating dynamics throughout this presidential campaign. We have spoken about Kamala Harris's popularity and how it has taken off, right? So this is the net favorability rating. And look, Harris is more popular than Donald Trump, right? If we're looking across an average of polls, Harris's net favorability is plus 1 point in positive territory. Donald Trump is still in negative territory when it comes to his net favorability at minus 9 points. You look at this.
Still negative.
Say to yourself, Kamala Harris should be well ahead in this race.
Should be well ahead.
Out yesterday had Harris up by just a point. The Quinnipiac University poll that was out yesterday showed something very similar. So
hold up. You hear what Harry just said? This shouldn't be close. And yet, these polls we see, these polls we love, Quinnipiac, CNN, it's close. And not only is it close, Harry knows, because he's my favorite liberal dork when it comes to the polls. He's a data nerd. He knows it deep in his little blue heart that +1 in tied in Quinnipiac, +1 in CNN means landslide electoral victory for Trump. He knows it. He knows it. He's not going to say it, but he knows it. But he's trying to warn them in the language they'll understand.
The bottom line here is that Kamala Harris is in positive territory. She's clearly better liked by Donald Trump, but yet we have a very close horse race on our hands.
So popularity can mean different things.
Yes.
So popularity can mean different things. Ha 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 ha. You hear the nerves? She's nervous. She doesn't like what she's hearing.
All right. So Donald Trump personally not very beloved, right? This is something we've heard from a lot of his supporters.
Let's get our Trump dig in.
Personally, but they like the job that he did.
Oh snap! Oh snap! We don't like Trump personally, but here Harry drops the bomb. But we really like him as president, and this one not so much. Not so much.
That he did as president. So we talk about popularity. We're often talking about favorability ratings, but how about approval ratings? How about approval ratings thinking that he did a good job in his presidency?
I think people confuse that often.
I think people
are stupid. They confuse it. What's the, approval versus popularity? It's not the same thing. Harry, tell me something good. But seriously, this is not good. They confuse it. Popularity, approval. Approval means we actually do like him. We do. We just don't want to. Oh my God, we just don't want to say he's a nice guy, but we do like him. Harry, give me some good.
Confuse it very often. Look at this. Think his presidency was a success. Donald Trump, 51%. The majority think his presidency was a success.
Did you hear what he just said? The majority think his presidency was a success. That scares the ever-living snot out of these people. That is terrifying them. This woman has to hold her coffee because she's trembling deep inside. She's got to have something to hold on to.
Despite his personal popularity being meh, look at this for Joe Biden, way down at 37%. I think that this is a real drag on Kamala Harris despite her own personal popularity.
You think it's a real drag, Harry? You think? Despite her own personal popularity, like she's some saint, like she's so amazingly popular, this is a drag? No, we know this is the Kamala administration, Harry. But those people, those dumb people, they don't know the difference between popularity and approval. So anyways, continue.
While Donald Trump, with thinking his presidency is a success, I think the net favorability ratings don't actually get into the fact that there are a lot of folks who like the job he did as president, but don't necessarily like him personally.
Okay, Joe Biden no longer on the ballot, but what does history show about his unpopularity and the impact it can have?
Joe Biden no longer on the ballot. She's got to say it. She's trying to remind everybody, hey, guys, we're not voting for Biden here. Kamala's better. She's bringing joy, guys. She's bringing joy. Biden's on the ballot, right, Harry? So Harry, tell me something good.
Exactly. So take a look here. There's only 3 examples going back. The successor was the successor of the same party when the net approval rating was negative at this point in the cycle, right? As Joe Biden was.
So maybe I misstated. Not popularity, approval.
Approval.
Okay.
So here we go. George W. Bush, obviously a Republican, didn't succeed him. Lyndon Johnson, there was no Democrat who succeeded him. Harry Truman, no Democrat who succeeded him.
Oh, crap. It's never happened. It's never happened. So, Harry, can you lie to us for a second?
Now we're looking at Joe Biden. Can a Democrat succeed him despite his net approval rating being as low as it is? History isn't so kind, but again, we're really just looking at a sample size of 3. But the bottom line is, I think we can say Joe Biden is a drag on Kamala Harris, despite her own popularity, at least measured through net favorability.
So going forward, we can make a distinction and should dig into it when we're talking about popularity.
Oh my God! Despite that, despite it, he's a drag on Kamala. Despite her roaring popularity, despite the fact that everybody loves Kamala, it's Biden's fault. He's dragging her down, and she's screwed. She's totally screwed, guys. But wait. What if we talking about popularity instead of approval, Harry? Is that going to help us? Listen, this segment tells you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. They see it. Harry, at least, he's dishonest in the fact that he's really trying to paint a rosy picture out of a bowl of dog crap, and for them. But the truth is you don't recover from this. And Harry's like, like I said, he loves the only thing Harry loves more than voting blue is he loves his numbers. He loves his numbers. He does not want to be wrong on his numbers. He wants to curl up at night and snuggle his numbers. This man is a super dork, and I love him for it because he will tell them the stuff they do not want to hear. I can't even believe CNN still keeps this guy on the payroll because he's a little too honest. And he tries to play the media game. You hear him. He tries, but he can't help himself. He's like, if you cross this with that and, maybe you add a little parsley and some salt, the crap will taste good and it'll be healthy for you. But the truth is it's still crap. And that's what he's telling them right now. You cannot win this. You can't do it where they're at. The people will not allow this. And this is what Harry's also telling you. Harry's telling you right now that the confidence that they can rig this is just not there. It's just not there. He's putting out a warning to his people. Hey guys, I'm the one out here calling out in the wilderness. This is not looking good. Something has to change. But hey, everybody loves Kamala. So we have that going for us. So there you go. Let me catch up with you guys real quick. Who's your hero, Frogirl? What'd I miss? V-Man, what kind of man puts his hand together with another man to form a heart? Brad Montgomery, did I see the mayor of South Portland, Maine addressing property taxes going up, suggesting people get reverse mortgages to pay them? Oh my God, that's terrible. Yeah, send that to me, Robert. I'll check that out. Calvin, there's a port strike on October 1st that for every day it's down, it sets back U.S. commerce 1 week. Really? Pal trying to get ahead of it in the morning. Okay, we'll watch for that for sure. Roger, a number of elected Democrats publicly abandoning their party's new dynamic we've not seen before. That's 100% true. It happened a little bit with Bush over the Iraq war. Like he had Zell Miller join the Republicans and stuff. But yeah. Brett Montgomery, CNN would not know the truth if it hit him in the face. TJ Freedog, this is a life lesson. Teaching people to vote for the person with best policies and not the smooth-talking, silver-tongued serpents. 100%. What's up, Daniel? Chick needs to go back to selling shoes at Macy's. Eisenhower is Truman's successor. That is true. Ficus, but he was a different party is the point. So Truman was followed by a Republican, and because his approval was really low. Johnson he dropped out. He was so unpopular. He dropped out, and then Nixon ended up winning the election, so it went Democrat to Republican. Bush popularity was in the tank because of the wars and because of the economic crash, and he turned it over to a Democrat. The point is, none of these men were succeeded by somebody in their own party. That's the point. And that's what the point Harry's making here. It's just never happened when approval is this low. And by the way, that approval ratings he's talking about, guys, that only really goes back into the 1940s. So when Harry says we only have 3 examples of this, the truth is we didn't have these kind of polls back in the 1800s. We don't know how many times it's happened, but I'll tell you what, I don't think it's ever happened. I really don't. You can't have a 37% approval of your administration and run those people when people are hurting and expect to win. You just can't. Even if they cheat. There's not enough cheating, not with everybody watching, not with rule changes, all that stuff. So, Big B, you dig my confidence, pray correct. Listen, it's not confidence based on just, I'm not sitting here pumping myself up. Trust me. I'm being very careful compared to, because in 2020, listen, I watched that election in real time. I watched Trump winning, and then it's stolen from us in the middle of the night. Trump won significantly without all that late night nonsense in 2020. He was way ahead. And you just don't lose elections like that. I know how that goes. But here's the difference this time. Okay, so let's talk that, and then let's talk data now. The data then, they were able, because it was close enough, because people were angry about COVID. People didn't still understand how good they had it under Trump. There was still, despite the fact Trump got 75 million votes more than anybody else in history before him, despite that fact, there still were several people who just hated him or didn't understand how good they had it with him. This 4 years, that has changed. Trump has not lost any support, guys. He has gained significant support. I think he's gained anywhere from 5 to 10% more support. They had to go nuts to get that last election. And yet they were still able to poll Biden at +9, +10 in some places. His poll numbers were way, way ahead of where Kamala's and Clinton's ever were against Trump. He was crushing it there, and he still barely pulled it off. This time, we have so much more momentum. They don't have the cover of COVID. We have everybody awake to the steal, and Trump has gained significant support. They can't do it. They don't have enough. I'm telling you, it's an impossible task, and the Democrats are not John Wick. So that's how it goes. Kamala had worse numbers than Joe before they shoved him out. That is 100% true. Brett Montgomery says, housekeeping alert, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you, Brett. Thanks for reminding me. I've not done good at promoting myself tonight. So thank you, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, get all that stuff out. Mayor Adams and P. Diddy connection coming out. Yeah, we're going to go there to just a second. Hobbs, not sure if I saw Speaker Johnson send a letter to Zelensky. I did. And the port strike is a huge deal. I believe it. Yeah, I definitely, that sounds like it's going to be a pretty bad deal, especially in where the economy's at right now. Not looking for that. So, okay, I'm going to go to Mayor Adams in a second because that came out late. But here, guys, I think I found what they want to be at least one October surprise. I came across this today. This is Salon. It's a total left-wing rag, but the reason I pulled this story from it is because they're very excited about this. So, old Jack Smith's back. Special counsel Jack Smith is expected to submit an oversized brief in former President Donald Trump's election interference case, Washington, D.C. Now, here's the deal. They are not going to be able to get it to trial before the election. But there's the emphasis is on this brief he's submitting. So he's going to file up to 200 pages of argumentation into the case. The idea is they're going to submit a whole lot of evidence, a whole lot of stuff to attack Trump, and they're going to make it public. And they're going to use all this information and try to stick something on him again. And the media is going to go nuts on this, okay? They're going to go ape crap on this. They're going to be out there saying, new evidence has been submitted and Trump's blah, blah, blah. And Kamala is going to run for the next 5 weeks, hammering home the Trump's a criminal thing. January 6th. They're going back to this. These people are absolutely morons. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. The only people who care are already picked their sides. But they're going back to it. And this I can't believe this isn't bigger news. But this is about to be submitted tomorrow. And so it's going to come up, and I'm just preparing you guys that they're going to do this. But the funny part is this. I love that in Salon they even did this. Okay, they even quoted this. The Mueller report was 400 pages of we didn't find anything. This will be 180 pages of evidence, and the evidence will be powerful, undeniable, and persuasive. Now, what I think is hilarious is they're really just setting up the Democrats who read this. Okay, the only people who read Salon are hardcore leftists and myself to laugh at it. But they're going to be letting everybody down because they're setting up all their people to believe that this is going to be we finally got him. This will be the thing that takes down Trump. And just get ready for it, because the media is going to push the snot out of this. They're going to use it to try to intimidate us, to try to discourage us from voting. They're going to release some fake polls after this. New polls are out since the new criminal evidence has been submitted on Trump. And so, but there's a couple problems here. A, they're just beating a dead horse that's already been beaten. So that's number one. Nobody's going to change their mind based on this. B, it's too early. If they really want to try to get any kind of stuff on this, you release it the week or two before, and you try to get people, scared. But they're so far behind, scared and confused before they vote. But they're so far behind. They are desperate, and they're going to throw this out the wall. And so I'm telling you, this is going to be October surprise number one. And it's early, but they'll probably have a couple other things. But here's the other problem they have, is that they've been going after Trump nonstop for 9 years, since 2015, when he first came down the escalator. They've been going after him nonstop, and nothing stuck. And so it's like now all they can do is try to replay the hits that didn't work in the first place. So this is pathetic. I can't believe they can't do better than this. It's just, it's funny. So anyways, I'm just preparing you guys. This is what they're doing. AC Diddy threw Kamala a party and she tweeted about it. They def have a connection. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I've talked about that a little bit. Rogers, everybody's shifting the numbers since RFK Jr. signed on with the Trump team. Yeah, Trump's gotten much stronger against Kamala. Where do I see the S&P going? Do I think it'll crash? I don't think it's going to be going up very high from now on. The major boost it got from the first day of rate cuts, it's already slowed down significantly. In fact, didn't it finish red today? I don't see a big melt up occurring. I think it could stagnate for a while, maybe go up a little bit here, down up. But I don't think we're far away from a crash. I just don't know when. You never can time these things. Only Kamala voters don't it like. There you go. That's the challenge right there. Jack Smith, election interference. What will DJT do to him when he's elected? Oh, Jack Smith, look at this guy. This is the most Weasley looking weasel man you can get. I mean, it's like what you'd see in a movie. They're not, that's the other thing, Moody. Actually, you raised a good point. There's a lot of people not willing to go after Trump the same way as we get closer, because it's looking more and more like he's got to win, and they got to cover their bases. So, but the goobers like this will always go after it. A softcore leftist, JR. Skinamax. Oh my God. Yes, AC, that's right. Everybody picked their sides already. Another backfire, nothing very exactly. Hero says, Dems, we've got Trump this time again. Vidman, I think the liberals got Trump with a $100 legal donation to a poor lady at the grocery. You think they got him? We'll see. I haven't heard much on that. Biden was on The View today? Are you serious? That's got to be high comedy. I got to check that out. He looks like he got his lunch money stunned as a kid. He is Zod? Oh, he does look like Zod. Ever Trumper, that is a great call. He looks like Zod from Superman 2. Richard Donner's Superman 2. Yeah, great stuff. Thomas Dubois, ever notice how all evening talk show hosts Kimmel, Fallon, Colbert all slam Trump through their Democratic masters in order to get paid? Yes. Who was I listening to the other day? Was it Alex Jones? Alex Jones was with Tucker the other day. And he said that They know that nobody's eating up the media anymore. So CNN, MSNBC, all of them, nobody cares what they say anymore. So what they did is they started funding the late night shows to try to communicate through comedy their agenda, which, that makes sense to me. You can get a lot of it through through to people through laughter. Posted a clip to my live. Okay, let me go look. I'm gonna get to JR. Let me just hit that now, because and then we'll go back to some other things I had. So this is crazy, and Mayor Eric Adams was indicted for federal corruption today, and it's come after raids on his and his associates' home. It was worth noting that Sean Diddy Combs was arrested in New York last week. What is going on in New York? And why is the FBI and DOJ finally going after these people? Now, Eric Adams, all of a sudden, the last couple of days, was saying that the immigrants is a real problem for New Yorkers. So are they going after him for that? I don't know. It's possible, but I see one of two possibilities here. Okay, for real. Something is going on in the DOJ, FBI with some of the actual good people left in there. And someone gave them the go ahead to start doing this stuff before the election. The timing's crazy. And so I think it's either happening for one or two reasons. A, we're getting a glimpse of what's coming with Trump coming in. And they see him winning, and so they're starting to roll out some justice now. That's one possibility. Possibility number two is all of this a smokescreen? Are they trying to divert attention from something or get us ready to pay attention to all this craziness while they try to pull something else under our eyes? I don't know, but I got to say the timing is wild. So, I mean, Eric Adams, man, when he got elected, it was a big deal. He was supposed to be the tough on crime dude. They were so happy they got rid of Cuomo. No, actually, Cuomo was governor. Who was that? Oh, it was that. Oh, my God. I even forgot about that dork, that their previous mayor. I can't remember his name, but he was awful. The big, tall, goofy white dude. Get your COVID shot and eat fries. Steak Shack will give you fries. Yeah, that guy. I can't remember his name. I probably blocked it for a reason. But it's interesting this is all happening now. So my spider sense is tingling a little bit, and we need to be looking out for what else could be going on. What are the things? In other words, we need to be listening for the small. Oh, De Blasio, that's right. We need to be listening for the small voices, the small stories going under the radar, and we need to be blowing those up, because these big, flashy, crazy stories are going to be happening. So what are they going to try to get by us? And so it's time to really turn your radar up and start paying attention to some of the things that aren't as loud, because some of those might actually be the more important things. So, but that's what we got to watch for. But this is still crazy. And listen, I think Eric Adams is corrupt. I know Diddy is. It's not bad that they got arrested. It's the timing that's interesting. And that's what we got to watch for. Vinman says, on The View today, Whoopi compared Trump to a bug, and Biden believes he kills a bug. Oh, my God. Biden can't kill a spider right now. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, hit the likes, share, subscribe. Thank you, people, for your nightly dose of news and sometimes some comedy, even though I'm not that funny, but I try to. Well, I laugh, and maybe sometimes that makes other people laugh. So there you go. But we're only at 75 likes. We can do better. If you're watching, hit that like. I've been shadow banned for a long time. I think I might be breaking out. I don't know why. Maybe YouTube knows Trump's about to win. I don't know why. I'm finally starting to gain a little subscribers again, although my views haven't gone up as much. They're still kind of frozen in place. But yeah, please hit that like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it. Brett Montgomery, did I see the picture of Soros Jr. and Tim Walz with the background of NYC? It's kind of creepy. I did. I didn't pull it up for tonight, but yeah. That little Alexander Soros is a super creepy dude. I have a feeling he's probably going to end up worse than his father. But hopefully he doesn't have the same power his father did. Ever Trumper, the good FBI could release the stuff they'd normally get them fired for. The favorable treatment from Trump. Yeah, that's a good point. Sooner Man, white hats are now in control. All evil will be exposed. It's just beginning. I hope you're right, Sooner Man. That's what I want to believe. But I know that, right now the Dems still control the White House and the DOJ and the FBI. So the fact that all this is happening right before the election, I just don't trust the people in charge. So I think we need to just be on watch. Shogun, heard the chief of police in New York resigned. Head of security of BlackRock taking the place. What? Now that's crazy. Al says Piss Diddley will be needing some of that baby oil for the cornhole he's going to receive and picking up the soap in the shower. I don't know. From what I heard about Diddy, he might like it. And did you guys hear the idea that maybe it wasn't baby oil, but it was something infused with cocaine? Anyways, crazy stuff out there. Crazy theories. All right. This, you guys got to see this. This is one of those... This is one of those things that came out that is sending shockwaves through the Democratic Party. They polled Notre Dame students. And Notre Dame students came out with Trump +2. Look at the difference from that in 2020. In 2020, Biden was +37 with Notre Dame college students. Today, +2. Trump. That is staggering. That's a 39-point loss for the Democrats between the last two elections with college students, and not just regular college students, Catholic college students. Do you know that every single president who's ever won the Catholic vote has won the presidency? These college students are definitely voting what their parents are voting. That if you're conservative and you went to college, you're only still conservative because your parents are conservative or voting for somebody. That's how that works. You might turn leftist in college away from conservative parents, but you don't go to college and become more right. You don't go to college and become more right. Liberal kids with liberal parents don't go to college and become right. So what does this tell you? It tells you Trump must be killing it with Catholics right now. He's got to be in the high 50s. Low 60s, because even their kids at college are going to vote for Trump. And that is unbelievable. The fact that any major university would have Trump winning among the students is wild. Absolutely wild. I just look at the staggering difference. It's a big deal, guys. This is a very big deal. That's a really funny story about it too. They asked the head of the campus Republicans about it, and he just, he said some nice quotes. And then they asked the Democratic leader on campus for the students, and he said, "We have no comment." They're just losing so bad they don't even know. Oil infused with GHB date rape drug. Oh, that what it was, Honey Badger? That makes sense. Toe Cramp, great movie. Enjoy the show. Hero says Secretary of Commerce says we need to extinguish Trump for good this time. Yeah, they're saying some very awful things. They really are. They're not scared in how they're. Well, maybe they are scared, and that's why they're talking so crazy. What if Diddles being in prison means some formerly controlled are now free? It's possible. Randy Lockfeld says Notre Dame's been suspect since Obama was invited to speak there. 100%. Yeah, but that's why it's so crazy. How do you know someone who went to Notre Dame? Because the first thing they tell you. Vinman says in Kamala's book, The Truth We Hold, she shows a pic of her and her grandmother. Kamala looks to be about 25. Oh, yeah. We talked about that earlier. Santa's going to help after this hurricane in Florida. I know Trump did this. Yep, I agree, Phil. So, anyways, that was huge. And then this is big, too. Remember, we got early voting going on now, guys. First-time voters in Virginia. Not good for Democrats. Anyone still arguing high turnout first-time voter president's good for Democrats is a dinosaur and needs to retire. You guys remember, I'm sure most of you are old enough to remember, that it used to be the undecided voters, the first-time voters would come out and vote Democrat. They'd vote for Obama. They because those are the people who don't really pay attention to politics, right? And so what they do is they get stirred up by celebrities. And they'd get convinced to finally go vote for somebody. That's back when a Taylor Swift endorsement would actually matter, which it doesn't anymore, or an Oprah endorsement. That used to matter, and it would go to Democrats. But ever since Trump came on the scene in 2016, these new voters, first-time voters, people coming out to the polls, excited to vote for the first time, they have been overwhelmingly with Trump. And what Rich Baris is saying, who is, in my opinion, the best analyst of pollsters out there, says the first-time voter numbers in Virginia are huge right now. Not good for Democrats. And remember, Virginia, they are hand-counting paper ballots by governor's executive order. If they pull Virginia, it's over, guys. It's going to be a very early night. It's going to be a very early night. And it's going to be hard to cheat when you're doing hand counting of paper ballots only. So this is good. Very good signs here. Alice Fordham, Soros working on approval to buy up hundreds of small radio stations. Problem is he took foreign investments to bid. FCC makes final decisions December. Interesting. Soros has been he's been buying up all kinds of stuff like that for years. So that's not necessarily new news, but maybe he's got some new ones coming. Randy Lockfield, Rush Limbaugh named the low information voters. That's very true. Yeah, those in Rio Linda. Candace Owens came out saying some fishes about Kamala's dad and yeah, I keep hearing about that. Okay, I'll pull up the Biden view clip in a minute. Chuck Barris did the polls for Biden. Remember the Gong Show? I remember the Gong Show. Chuck Barris did polls for Biden. Are you just being funny right now? All right, more signs that are really good. North Carolina mail-in ballot requests continue getting more Republican today. The GOP is now situated 17 points better than 2020. 17 points. That is massive, guys. This shows you, this is North Carolina too, which Trump won in 2020 by 1.3 points, I believe. This shows you the enthusiasm gap is massive. So there's only one or two ways that you lose 17 or you get a 17-point edge, and it's by a combination of growth and losing. And check this out. Republicans are ahead six more points to the Republicans just gained since 2020. Democrats have lost 11 points. Kamala's not getting them out. They don't care. They don't like her. They're not going to turn out for her. You know how much harder it is to cheat in an environment that's really, really tough to cheat already? Because everybody's watching, because laws have changed, because there's no COVID to hide behind. And on top of that, Trump's way more popular. He's killing it in the polls compared to 2020. And you can't even get your people excited at now? Holy smokes, guys. I'm telling you. Remember I said, what are the tells? Well, the tells are in their faces right now when they just are lying and looking depressed, how angry, how quick they are to anger right now, how quick they are to get upset, and the data. The data, when you're actually looking at the real data right now, they are tells everywhere. And right now, all the tells, all the things we can actually see are saying it's going to be an early election night. They're saying Trump is going to win 312, 320 in the Electoral College, maybe more. That's what everything says right now. And I'm saying that expecting there to be anywhere from 5 to 10% extra boosted to them through cheating. That's a lot of cheating, guys. That's a lot of cheating. We're talking 20 million or so ballots is what I'm expecting, at least in a much harder environment. And they're still going to get shellacked. That is what the data is telling us. I'm factoring that in. So I want you guys to understand when I say that, that I am considering that. All right. Let's see what else I got here. This is hilarious. At this Minnesota locals, they set up a Never Waltz stand when Tim Walz went to his own state fair. This thing is genius. Look at that. It's at the Minnesota State Fair where Tim Walz is at. I just love it. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Ballot printers going burr. They will, but they're not going to be enough. Thomas Dubois, does Kamala look like her throat skin has been stretched, or is it just me? No, that throat skin thing is weird. It's really weird. How to make a watermark? I actually do. 312 plus for Virginia, maybe Minnesota. That's what I'm thinking, Hero. I think it could be 312 plus Virginia and maybe Minnesota. Oh, and throw Nevada in there too, which he did not win in 2016. So if he wins all the states he won in 2016 plus Nevada, that puts him at 318. And then you add Virginia to that. Virginia's what? Another 18? I mean, listen, it could get crazy. It could get crazy real fast. And, you know, as we're getting to the end here, this is the kind of stuff that, you know, this is what I mean, where it could get crazy if Trump wins. An FBI whistleblower urges Americans to vote, arm yourself, stock up 3 to 4 supplies, food and water, and pray. As a warning to the American people, I say I personally have no confidence the FBI will rein in its own conduct. Marcus Salon, former FBI staff operations specialist, choked up as he spoke about his years of suffering for lawfully expressing dissent for the actions of FBI and DOJ. Now, this is what you do when you hear something like this. You don't go to fear. You realize that something crazy could happen, but we also could be spared from the worst. And so far, we have been spared from the worst, and we may continue to be. The worst, you know, the worst thing rarely happens. In fact, it's been studied, and 87% of the things you worry about never happen. And like something like 90% of the things that do happen still that you worry about, it ends up being not as bad as you expected. And I fully expect this to be the same. However, be ready, because Trump wins this, they're not going to want him in. They're not going to want him in, and that's when things could get crazy. So we'll see what happens. But I'm starting to believe, and I've been believing now for a few weeks, Trump's going to win solidly on election night. We're going to have an election. It's going to be an early night. And then the craziness starts. The craziness starts from election day until January 20th. That is my concurrence. And they're going to make everything that happened the last election with Trump going to, you know, the legal route, trying to overturn the election results by proving it was a cheat, all that stuff. They're going to put that all on steroids for their side. But the fact is, they're not going to have anything to show, because the only way they're even going to make it close is through cheating themselves. So, Jay Abrams, traveling for the last 6 weeks, driving with family and dogs, Florida, Massachusetts, wanted to call me to meet me up. You stay in Lumberton. Heard I mentioned last night, spent night in Greenville. I live in Concord. I'm not that far from Greenville. Yeah, Jay, I don't know. Are you still in the state? That would be sweet. Finman, are parents threatening their kids if they continue to misbehave at school? Threats of sending them to Diddy? Oh, God. I would never tell my kids what happened with Diddy until they're adults. That's scary stuff. That's boogeyman stuff right there. Scott Valkovitz says gold at all-time highs, still climbing. Yeah, why do you think? It's still climbing because the economy sucks and because inflation is here to stay, especially now that they're cutting rates. Check this out. Richmond Fed manufacturing employment index plummeted to 21 points in September, lowest level since April 2009. Index been in contraction for majority of 2024, sits below pandemic lows. Furthermore, employment expectation for the next 6 months fell to negative 12 points, lowest since April 2020. That is when everybody was locked down, even most red states. This is nuts. Overall business conditions are now at their worst since May 2020 and second worst since 2008. Manufacturing is in a severe recession. That is why gold's going up, guys. Oh, you're back in Fort Lauderdale? Oh, man. No, that's a bummer, Jay. I would love to have a beer with you, man, one of these days. One of these days. If any of you guys ever come through North Carolina, you know, we'll meet up. I love meeting up with people. I've been able to meet up with a couple people here in North Carolina, and then I met up with some people when I was out in Texas. So I always enjoy that. How scared. Oh my God, you guys are funny. Go Pirates. So, all right. Well, I'm getting ready to sign off because it's getting late. But let me leave you with some of the words, the words of wisdom from Kamala Harris. I actually think this time we should listen to her, guys. Okay, you guys ready for this? This is important. Just she's got a truth here. She needs to share it.
We just need to move past the failed policies that we have proven don't work.
Thank you. I agree. Which means that's why we're going to kick your ass out. Or let's let Tim Waltz has something to say too. So we'll let him. Maybe he can have the last word. Baby Shrek, everybody.
We can't afford 4 more years of this.
We can't afford 4 more years of this. I completely agree. Wow. It's amazing how they're suddenly speaking some truth out there. I don't even think they know what they're saying, but it's good stuff. Oh, the Biden clip. Okay, let me look up the Biden clip real quick. What's the deal with the negative hit piece on Finger? Listen, Mad Max, we've been through this so many times with Finger, GTI, DJT. They do hit pieces whenever they're feeling threatened. Sometimes it works. Like the last hit piece in October of last year worked. We've been down most of the time since then. And then sometimes it backfires on them. And we've seen it rise afterwards. So, that's what it is. But to me, it always comes out when they feel threatened. That's what I think we definitely can say about it. So, and other than that, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Let me see if I got this here. Where'd you share it with me, man? I can't see the link here. You shared it on the did you share it on the post about the live? Let's see. Oh, okay, here we go. All right. Oh God, I don't like listening to Whoopi, but you're telling me it's good, so I'm trusting you.
And he just wouldn't go. He was like a bug. He just kept being there. He was like a bug right there. So you felt. And he just wouldn't go.
You made me sit through 5 seconds of Whoopi for that? Oh my God. I'm surprised he didn't have Jill do it. She's doing everything else for him these days. That's How far am I from Boone? I think 2 hours, maybe 3. Yeah, Steve Harvey left the country after being gratuitously mooned by Nancy Pelosi. That's funny. All right, guys, I got to go to bed. It's late. I got work tomorrow. DJT was up today. It was a good day. So, incitement of violence. That's funny. That's funny. So, all right, well, let's pray and get out of here. But, guys, before I go, please like, share, subscribe. And also, listen, we are winning. We are winning. And we're winning because the people are waking up. That matters more than anything. People are waking up. They want their country back. They are done with they're done with everything going on. They don't want to be suffering anymore. They want to have good jobs. They want to be able to afford what they need to afford. They want to be able to dream again. They want to be able to take trips with their kids, make memories, and they want their lives back. They want the world we had, 10, 15 years ago and kind of had glimpses of until the last 2 or 3 years. That's what they want. We want it back. And we're going to fight for that. We're going to fight for that. We're especially the part about believing our future can be better. You know, the millennial generation is the only generation in American history that is worse off financially than the previous generation. Every single other generation in history, in American history, was better off than the generation before it. And that's just a fact. But the millennial generation is the first one that reversed that because of great financial crisis, because of COVID, because of these policies that have just been 12 of the last 16 years we've been run by Democrats, just ruining our lives. People are done with it. and we're done with establishment. And so we're winning because of that. People are awake now, and it's enough where we'll win this election, and we're going to fight, and we're going to see it through. So really good things coming, I believe. It's tough, but enough people are awake now where I think we're going to pull this off. I really do. And I feel very confident about it. I do. Not cocky, because we got to do the work. I'm not telling you it's a done deal. I am saying, however, if everybody who is awake shows up and does something, it'll happen. And that's I believe that deep in my soul. I really do. So on that note, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Please like, share, subscribe on your way out. Hit that like button, please. And let's end in a prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for today. God bless everybody here. Again, we pray protection over President Trump, Lord, and his team. God, that just nothing. And also, God, I actually do pray for protection on the other side, too. I don't want to see any violence go that way either. And that anything that can be used to shake up this election, or we don't want to win the wrong way. So we just play protection over everybody in this whole political scheme that's going on, and pray for justice in our country, and pray that people wake up, show up to the polls, and fight to have their votes counted. And so we can see this through. And bless everybody here to navigate whatever's coming forward, Lord, and just bless them, Lord. Bless them financially, bless them in health, and bless them in their relationships. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right. Love you guys. Have a great night. I will see you all again